An uncompressed 4K video signal pushes, well, roughly 12 gigabits of data every single second.
Yeah, that is a massive payload.
Right. And dropping even one of those bits means a visible glitch for you in a live broadcast. So today we're doing a deep dive into a very specific spec sheet.
The AJA 12GM, right?
Exactly. Our mission today is to decode this heavy broadcast jargon and figure out why this specific box matters so much to your workflow.
Right, because at, $1,235, this compact mini converter isn't just some basic accessory. It's really the critical missing link in high-end video infrastructure.
It's hidden away in the racks.
Yeah, it's the silent hardware handling those massive 4K and Ultra HD signals when a standard router it simply can't bridge the gap.
Okay, let's unpack this. To understand that price tag, we really have to look at what it's actually doing to that 12 gigabit payload. It is a Muxer and DeMuxer.
Right, multiplexing and demultiplexing.
Yeah. Exactly. So imagine a highway, a massive, super fast single lane of 12G-SDI video traffic. The 12GM seamlessly splits this into 4 manageable 3G-SDI lanes.
Or it takes 4 of those smaller lanes and merges them perfectly back into one giant 12-key signal.
Right, functioning as the ultimate traffic cop.
And what's fascinating here is the format flexibility. I mean, it effortlessly translates 4K, Ultra HD, 2K HD, and even SD. But the most impressive part of the spec sheet is how it translates pixel mapping standards.
Like going from 2-sample interleave to square division, or quadrant mapping, right?
Exactly. So think of the mechanics behind it. 2-sample interleave builds a 4K image by drawing alternating pixels across the whole screen. It's almost like a checkerboard pattern.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and square division, on the other hand, chops the screen into 4 distinct 1080p quadrants, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right.
Wait, so the 12GM has to ingest that checkerboard 12G feed, mathematically recalculate where every single pixel belongs?
Yes.
And output it as 4 separate geographical quadrants on the fly.
In real time. It is like a simultaneous UN translator hearing one incredibly complex dialect and instantly translating it into 4 distinct regional languages without dropping a single syllable.
That is some serious math, but I have to push back here playfully. $1,200 for what is essentially a video splitter.
Well, it's...
Because you can buy an HDMI splitter online for like $15.
Yeah.
What exactly is driving that massive price jump?
It's the precision and the multifunctionality. A cheap splitter just blindly mirrors a signal. The 12GM can actually be configured as a 1x4 distribution amplifier.
Oh, meaning taking a single 12G input and duplicating it.
Perfectly driving it across multiple output ports with 0 signal degradation. But the real kicker is what it does with the audio.
Ah, right. Looking at the specs, it flawlessly passes through up to 16 channels of 24-bit embedded audio.
Exactly. Recalculating uncompressed video is hard enough, but you are also maintaining flawless sync for high-end, complex audio formats like Dolby Digital plus Atmos. Yeah, you're maintaining the absolute highest tier of immersive audio, perfectly locked to those recalculated pixels.
Processing billions of bits of video data and logging in 16 channels of Atmos in real time requires immense power. And here's where it gets really interesting. Processing that much data has literal physical consequences. Looking at the manual, there's a highly specific, kind of quirky warning. It explicitly says, quote, "It will be very warm to the touch," which is normal. Do not stack.
Yeah, that comes down to pure physics.
Yeah.
To do all that heavy computational lifting, the 12GM draws 12 watts of continuous power.
Which is a lot for a box that tiny.
It is. In a consumer device, you just throw a cooling fan in there.
Yeah.
But in a quiet broadcast environment or an OB van, you can't have tiny fans whining in the background.
Right, that noise would bleed right into the audio feeds.
Exactly. So AJA relies entirely on convection cooling.
Meaning the metal chassis itself basically acts as the heat sink.
You got it. The chassis dissipates the heat directly into the ambient air. That is why it gets incredibly warm and why rack placement is so critical.
It needs breathing room.
Right, to let that thermal energy escape. If you stack these things like pancakes, you essentially insulate them, and you are going to have a catastrophic thermal failure.
So what does this all mean? Basically, we're looking at an unsung hero of the modern broadcast rack. A tiny, scalding hot box that takes overwhelming streams of data, recalculates pixel maps on the fly, locks in immersive audio, and just keeps the entire high-end video ecosystem flowing smoothly.
And it does it all in absolute silence.
It really makes you wonder, though. Next time you watch a flawless live 4K broadcast, you should ask yourself, how many of these intensely hot, silent little boxes are working overtime behind the scenes, just to bring that seamless picture to your screen. And honestly, if a 12G signal requires 12 watts of power and this much dedicated thermal engineering, what happens to our physical broadcast infrastructure when 8K video and 24G SDI become the standard?
We might just melt the racks.
Right. Will we eventually run out of ways to cool these invisible processors without completely redesigning the server racks you rely on? Something to think about the next time you're wiring up a feed.